Start.
Hello and welcome to the first ever Beer Guy instructional video for those gentlemen of the year participants who are not so familiar with the game. Mr. Tim Matta and I are here to help inform you about the rules of the game prior to Thursday night's epic competition. So let's get started, shall we? So this is Beer Guy. You might be more familiar with it, known as Beer Die, but we call it Beer Guy. That's neither here nor there. Let's just talk about the setup a little bit real quick. So the game is played. It's usually played 2-on-2, but for purposes of Gentleman of the Year, we're going to do 1-on-1. So basically there's a table, as you can see here. There's a line down the middle of the table dividing the game into two, but dividing the table into two halves. There's a chair at each end, and there is a cup in front of each participant, or gentleman, because this is a gentleman's game. So to determine who goes first, we will roll the die. Highest number goes first. So I roll a 4. Mr. Matta, to you.
Thank you, Jim.
And Mr. Matta rolls a 2. So I will go first. Good luck to you, Bridget.
Good luck to you.
Very good game. Okay, so the way the game works is really, it's just a series of throwing and catching the die. I guess let's demonstrate a legal throw first. There's 3 things you need to do on a legal throw. You have to throw underhand, it has to go above head level, and it has to land on your opponent's side of the table. Anything else, it's an illegal throw, and you lose your turn and it goes over to your opponent. So we'll demonstrate a legal throw right now. Here we go. That was a legal throw. Let's demonstrate some illegal throws, shall we? An illegal throw would be something like this. No overhand. Throw one low. Okay, well that was low and short.
Like myself.
So say you throw it and it lands on your side of the table, that's illegal. You lose your turn, goes to your opponent. Or you throw it and it misses the table completely. That is also an illegal throw. You lose your turn to your opponent. And also, anytime there's an illegal throw, you have to take a sip of your drink. So I've taken a lot of illegal throws. So I guess we should demonstrate the catching aspect of it as well. The main thing about the catching of the die is, imagine there's a wall around the table. You cannot break the plane of the table with your hand. You have to wait for the die to come off of the table before you catch it. So I'll do the throw and you catch it. Also you have to catch one-handed. 2 hands is illegal. And for an illegal catch, your opponent gets a point. So 2 hands is illegal. Can't trap it against your body, and you have to use it in 1 hand. So 1 hand you catch. Did you catch that? Well, that was a really good throw. So in that case, that would have been a point. If your opponent throws it and they don't catch the die, it hits the floor, the thrower gets a point. Let's do it again. So anyway, let's say you catch it. If you catch it legally, then there's no consequences. It's just the catcher's throw, and the game keeps progressing. So, are you nervous? All right, you throw it. Yeah, all right. So wait for it to come off the table and catch it. If I had reached my hand over the table and caught it this way, that would be illegal, and Tim would get a point. I have to consult my notes here. What else we got? So, like we said, you played at 5. Have we covered that already? I don't even know. Yeah. Okay. So, object of the game is to get 5 points. A little eccentricity of the game: you can't say 5. So numbers would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Biz. Biz is the accepted nomenclature of Beer Guy. You can use whatever you want, just don't say 5. If you do say 5, you have to drink 5 times. So your opponent may try to get you to say the number 5, and if he does, you drink 5 times.
How much are those footlongs at Subway?
They are $5. Excuse me 1 second.
$biz footlongs would be the correct response.
That was okay, so you played a biz. You can say 15, by the way. You just can't say, you have to say 20 biz. If you're 22, 23, 24, 20 biz. 15 is acceptable. It's just can't say this, or you can say biz, you can't say 5. Okay, so you play a biz, and so let's go over the ways you score a point. Score a point, like we just said, showed if you make a legal throw and your opponent doesn't catch it, that's a point. If you throw it, I'm clearly not going to be able to do this, but if you throw it into their cup, you get a point, and your opponent must finish what's in their drink, in their cup. So say that went in. Woo!
Amazing.
Another point for me. What else is there? We've got. Oh, and there is another way, one other way to get a point. It's also very difficult. I'm not going to do it, so we'll just try. You throw it, it lands, like a normal throw, it lands on your opponent's side of the line, and then it comes back and stops on your side. That is a point for you as well.
A top spin, if you will.
A top spin. You want to pull out a spin on that die. So, score a point, throw it, your opponent doesn't catch it, or it catches it illegally. The die coming back over the line, or throwing it into the cup. Those are the ways to score points. And then let's just review all the other things that can happen when you throw the die. So, something that happens a lot of times, we've already kind of gone over this, but is just an illegal throw, which would be something like that. No consequences in terms of points. You just, on any illegal throw you make, you take your drink, and you can go. And your opponent takes the die, and it's their turn. Another one would be, that was another legal throw. It was a little low. So Matta would have some of his drink, and it would be my turn. Another thing that can happen is you throw it, make a good throw, and the die happens to hit the cup. That's called a jag. And when there's a jag, it's a social, so both players drink. And when it hits the cup, it's a dead die. So turns over, and your opponent would throw again. What other guys do we got in here?
For the sake of gentlemanliness, you will always announce to your opponent that you are ready to throw.
Gentleman's game, you never throw until your opponent is in their seat, and their cup is in the proper position on the table. Your cup should really just be on the table in front of you, a couple inches off the edge of the table. That's standard positioning. Try to throw one where it just stops and lands on my side of the table, because that's... Okay, oh, that was a good throw. Sorry. So, say Tim had thrown it, it lands on my side of the table and stops there. That happens, then you would drink the number of times that is shown on face up on the die. So I would have to drink 6 times, but I'm not going to. Oh, and there is another few more items. Say you throw it and you get really excited and you hit the ceiling. That is what you do. It doesn't go over to your opponent. You just throw it again. And I think the only other possible scenario we haven't covered is something I've personally never witnessed, but I think it is possible, I guess, depending on how much you've been playing. Say you throw it and you make it in your own cup. Never seen it happen. If that happens, you drink everything that's left on the table, and you lose the game. So I think we've pretty much covered everything. Can you think of anything that we've left out in here?
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. It's been wonderful, and we really can't wait to have a nice little beer guy night on Thursday, February 2nd.
See you then.
Cheersies.